What's up YouTube, I'm the Merc Plays and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be checking out and discussing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on the PS5. In this video, we'll talk about what we liked about the game and what we didn't like, and give you our thoughts and rating. As before, don't forget to like and subscribe, and always remember to level up in-game and in real life. I hope you guys enjoy the video. What's up guys, we're back. We're here checking out Star Wars Fallen Order. We want to talk about it. It's been a while since I actually played it. It's been almost what, a year? When did the game come out?
Game came out in 2019.
Okay, it's been a couple of years. My bad. It's been a couple of years. We haven't had another Star Wars game in quite a bit. We had Battlefront 2, and you remember how that went. So Star Wars Fallen Order. Again, it's made by Respawn, you know, the people behind Titanfall and Titanfall 2, which, by the way, Titanfall 2 was the best game ever, story-wise. Just a real quick side note, what'd you think of Titanfall, man? Did you enjoy that one?
I love Titanfall 2. The story was fantastic. Let's
start with the positives on what we liked of, you know, Star Wars Fallen Order. Let's talk about the good stuff about this game, man. Let me start out with I loved what they did with like the Souls-like checkpoints and save points. So basically, you get to an area and then it's just like any Dark Souls. What do you call those things, Crash?
Like a bonfire.
Bonfires. Spec your points. You can do you can save. You can reset the world so you can actually like kill those enemies again. Kind of. Eventually kind of like farming them just like in Souls-like games. It's never been done before. It's never been done before, so I thought it was pretty cool. Did you like the save point thing?
Yeah, I like the meditation points. Meanable. What I liked about them was if like you got to that meditation point and you spent your skill points, but you still had like, you know, a good amount of health and, you know, a good measure of your heals, you could just get up and continue with the level without resting and respawning the enemies that you already fought through.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good, man. And the whole meditation, like you're not actually just like camping out, right? You're actually meditating like a Jedi would in order to, you know, focus their power. So it's pretty cool stuff. The other thing I liked about it was BD1, man. BD1 was probably one of the like most useful tools in your arsenal, right? He would heal you, he would scan and reveal like more lore in the story, you know, from artifacts, from plants, animals. It would scan everything to kind of give you a understanding of the world that you were in. So that's another cool little feature. And we actually seen BD1 versions of him, at least in, you know, the Disney Plus, you know, Mandalorian. We've seen him there. We've seen him in other shows in Disney Plus. So pretty cool stuff. I like the droid as well. The model of the droid is pretty cool. I enjoy it. What did you think of the BD1, man?
Yeah, I liked BD1. It was a nice little integral part to the gameplay. You know, it wasn't just like, oh, here's a droid to just, you know, open up some doors for you. No, he played like an essential role to the character. You know, he was your heals. You know, he was your door opener, you know, go down zip lines with, open up locked chests.
Overall, just an essential tool to your arsenal is what I think.
Yeah.
Without him, you would not have gotten anywhere. So
yeah,
pretty cool stuff. Now let's get to the lightsaber. The lightsaber, I think, is the closest thing we've ever had to a real lightsaber. And by saying that, I mean it literally deflects blasters. It works as a light in certain dark areas. The sound sounds exactly like it did in the movies. What'd you think of the lightsabers, man?
I like the lightsabers. The sound of lightsabers was good. The combat aspect of it was good. I like that they had the Sekiro style parries.
Oh yeah. The next thing I want to talk about, the stuff that, you know, I really enjoyed the game is the parkour system is pretty good, man. I played Uncharted games, so I'm used to the wall crawling and the rope
Yeah, the wall
swinging,
climbing. Yep.
you know, the whole works. But here it's a little different, right? Because it's not
Mm-hmm.
only, you're not just rock climbing, you're actually in space in a ship, like you're close to death all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, right? Sometimes you need to
Right.
use the force to grab the rope, and it's just, it adds that element of like, how do I get across, you know, this big ass gap, but oh, let me just grab that rope, you know, some shit like that. What did you think of the parkour system, man? Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. It was very simple. It wasn't like, it wasn't overdone like an Assassin's Creed game. It was simple, like like Uncharted, like you said, Uncharted, but with some force powers added into the mix, I guess.
Yeah, it worked really well. Moving on. The other thing I really enjoyed of the game, again, without spoilers here, but Cal's storyline, man. It is so good. It, you know, basically tells you a story of a young Padawan who had to go through the whole, you know, execute order 66, right? And
Mm,
it's just kind of shows you what happened after, you know, basically shit hit the fan. And to tell that story from a young Padawan, and then having to go through the game and kind of learn, you know, from the past, you know, your Jedi abilities, was pretty interesting. I actually enjoyed it. A big cliffhanger in the end. I'm not gonna say if you haven't played it, you definitely should play it now. Again, Jedi, what is it? Jedi Survivor is actually coming out this month.
yeah,
So
it's April already, isn't it?
yeah, it's coming out this month, which we're gonna make another video on that. But if you haven't checked it out, you should definitely check it out because the story is worth the playthrough for sure. What'd you think of the story, man?
I liked the story. The story was really good. Being able to like experience, what he went through to re-unlock his powers, I guess that were dormant or whatever. It was pretty cool.
The story aside, I love how many worlds we got to explore. Like, it wasn't too many, and it wasn't like too few, right? It was like in between, and they all had purpose. It wasn't like, oh, you're just gonna go to this planet to just dick around. Like, no, 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 no. There's something here. You're picking something up. Not to mention, you know, we'll get to the boxes, the not the loot boxes, but the chest boxes that contain, you know, lightsabers and cosmetic stuff. I love the environments, man. Every planet was unique. It wasn't like a reskin of the other worlds. It was completely different. We had luscious green, we had like a red planet, we had like a Tatooine planet. It was all designed very, very well, man. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked the different biomes that the planets offered. I will say I wish they would have had at least one more planet for us to explore. Because I do remember one of the planets. It was a very much cookie cutter. Go in, get the shit, get out, and it only took like an hour, and you
Yeah.
got everything done. And I wanted another planet to just fully explore because that one was just too short.
Yeah, there were some planets like that. I did enjoy whatever amount of time we were in the planet, though. I did love seeing it. I do agree it should have been a little bit more exploration would have been good. The levels are very linear, very like follow the path and you get to where you got to go. But we'll talk about that in a second because that is something that I want to talk about that I didn't like in the game. But before we get to that, I like how many puzzles the game has. In order like to get past a door, sometimes you had to go back and like do some puzzle work of some kind, like cut the rope on that, or like, you know, force pull a boulder this side, you know, stuff like that. It always intrigues me in games. Like Uncharted did this quite a bit. I actually enjoyed it. The Last of Us, you know, they had the trash can, you know, dumpster, and then, you know, the ladder and stuff like that. You have to like put in certain locations to progress. That to me is pretty good. Now, not all the time. I will say that sometimes it's more of a hindrance than a than something I like, but sometimes to just slow down and look around the world just to see, you know, the environment, and then try to find what they're telling you to find, it's pretty good. What did you think?
Yeah, the puzzles were pretty good. There wasn't too many of them, so they didn't feel like overdone, and there weren't too few. It was like it was almost like that perfect amount.
The last thing I'm going to talk about as far as like the things that we enjoyed from the game is I love the cosmetics. We end up finding ship skins for your ship. You end up finding ponchos, which is what Cal wears over his actual clothing, and they're all kind of unique. Now I don't want to say they're all unique because it's more of just like a different recolor, but some of them actually have a different type of fabric to them. And then also BD1 can get different skins on him as well that you can find in the world. I thought we had a good amount of cosmetics in the game that you can find in game. You didn't have to spend a dime in this game to find cosmetics. So that was the cool thing about the game. You could make Cal look exactly like you wanted to make Cal look. What did you think of the cosmetic side?
Yeah, the cosmetics were well done. It was like just a nice small handful, not overdone.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen maybe just a little more variety instead of just recolored reskins.
Yeah. Well, overall, I think the game, as far as it is, it's pretty good. My thoughts of the game are positive. But now we're gonna get to the bad things that I think, and these are my opinions here. I'm sure Crash will have his own. These are things that I think the game needs to work on, and I hope not to see in 2, and we'll talk about that when we get to that video. But backtracking, man, I hate backtracking in games. Not to say that I wouldn't go back and like re-explore these areas. Yeah, I'm okay with that, but I hate going back to a certain area just to get a certain item that I could have gotten when I was there. What do you think of that backtracking stuff, man?
Backtracking, if it's done right, backtracking can be fine. But in like an instance of like, oh, there's a locked door. How do I open this? Oh, you need this item, but you need to progress like 2-3 hours more into the main story before you can come back and open this door. That is shit backtracking.
Right.
Good backtracking would be like, oh, let's see what's behind this door. You open up the door and there's a boss, but you can't beat his ass right now because he's too tough. So it's like, I'll come back and fight you later. Yeah. That's good backtracking.
Yeah, there's good and bad. I will agree on that. I just think that this one is considered a bad backtracking. yeah,
having to go back like, oh, BD doesn't have this upgrade to open up this chest. You got to come back and for the love of me, I could not remember where half of those chests were after I got what I needed to open.
That was the other issue I was running into as well. Yeah, backtracking, no good. The next thing that I'm kind of, and I know you're gonna disagree on this. This is my issue with the game. It was a little something, dude. Is I had issues with the combat, man. The combat for me, the parry system was like, it was just janky as hell. Like, the window would be there and then the window would not be there in certain like situations. For instance, if I was fighting a normal soldier and my parry was well timed, I would still get hit by the attack, which kind of, if I'm being honest, I played the game, whatever, years ago, but I actually went back to see if it still if it still does it, and it does. It still has that issue, that little thing where you try to parry and it just doesn't go off on time. And I don't consider myself the best parrier, but in that game I was pretty good, man. And I think that was my only problem, was some of the enemies would not count your parry as a parry, and you would get hit and then therefore lose the fight. So I think I always said this, and I believe I brought this up to you whenever the game came out. I told you that the parry system was not perfect and it needed work. At least that's what I remember. But what did you think of the combat, man?
I actually liked the combat. The parries, I didn't have any issues with the parry system. I will say that because this game has difficulty settings, probably the most balanced, if you're looking for like a true Sekiro Soul style playthrough with this game, the most balanced difficulty would be the Jedi Master difficulty. The Jedi Grandmaster is a lot harder, but the parry timing window is so small on that difficulty. On regular Jedi Master, the parry window, the damage you take, and whatnot, it's all like equal. So it's like equal. You're on equal footing with the enemies. They can, they still hurt. They still pack a punch, but you have a bigger, parry window. And if you don't care about having a challenge at all, you can just play on like whatever the story mode is called and just parry the entire fucking game.
Yeah, that was the only thing I kind of didn't like, was the parry system. I don't want people to think that this is hindering combat. No, it's not. It's a very small, tedious complaint that I have about the combat. I mean, like I said, Crash thinks it's good. Probably is good. It's just I had an issue with it in that sense. But moving on. Well, I got two more things we're going to talk about here. Actually, one more thing. This is the last thing, the last complaint that I have about I have it here. I have it here worded as I dreaded how much roadblocks were in this game. I hated it. By roadblocks, I mean you could not lower a bridge, you could not push a wall, you could not do anything if you did not progress in the story first. And this goes back to the backtracking situation. There were some things that you couldn't do in the first area because guess what? It's red. It says, oh, you don't have the power yet. It's like, that is the dumbest thing you could do in a game. Now, if I can't get through this part of the door because I need to go find a key that's in this area, then I will go find the key and then I will go through the door, right? Everybody wins. They get what they want. I get what I want through the door. But when you're telling me, hey, by the way, you can't get through this door because it is 4 or 5 hours in the game in another planet, then come back, I'm gonna go, yeah, screw yourself. I'm not doing that. It's annoying. It's very, very annoying. And then like we got back to what we were saying, right? We have to go back and remember where those puzzles, or not only puzzles, but like those areas were where we had to use those powers. And that is so fucking frustrating to do in a game, because you want to enjoy the game for what it is, but then you got to stop what you're doing, go back to the planets, and then start tearing down walls with your new powers or lowering down bridges. And I think that is a big hindrance and a big hell no, please don't do that again. Please. What did you think of that, man?
I agree with that.
Overall, guys, I'm gonna put it like this: the game overall, despite the crap, despite what I just complained about for like a couple minutes, I love this game. I love this game through and through. I will play it forever if I can. Like I'm not gonna say it's the only game I play, right? But I can see myself playing it again and again and again, here and there, right? It's a fantastic story. The combat is great. The story itself is by far my favorite part. I love the music. The music has always been good in Star Wars. So overall, my rating for this game, this is my rating. I give it a 9 out of 10. Despite the crap that I complained about, 9 out of 10. It would have gotten a 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for the backtracking. I absolutely love this game. I think it's a great game, and I think it's fantastic for anybody who loves Star Wars. This is a great story, and I'm sure this storyline will tie into more Disney Plus shows. I got a feeling that it's going to do that. So that's my rating, 9 out of 10. Crash, what is your rating, sir?
Same as it was when I beat at launch, 9 out of 10. It's the only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is the minor complaints that I've had. And
so 9 out of 10.
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
All right, well, there it is, guys. If you haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, definitely pick it up before the release of Jedi Survivor, so you guys can be caught up with the story and have enjoyed and experienced what beautiful game Respawn has made for everybody who loves Star Wars. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Crash, thanks again for your input, man.
Yep.
We're going to continue going with the Star Wars thing. We're going to have another video for you guys in a little bit where we're going to talk about Jedi Survivor. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Well, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any feedback for me, please leave it in the comments below. And always remember to level up in game and in real life. We'll see you guys soon.